Hi everyone, welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Glow Up Secrets podcast, where I help you expand your mind and become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Hello, how are we doing? I'm recording this episode on a gloomy Thursday, but it's fine. I digress. At this point, every day has been pretty gloomy in the city, but that's winter. Now, this week we will be having an episode about beating the winter blues, so don't worry, I have got you because I have been struggling, but there's a few things that I have been working on to help me feel less dark and depressed during this time. And hopefully today's episode will help. Today is another off-topic episode. If you're new here, I do my Monday episodes, kind of a mixture of a bunch of random things, either updates, things that I've seen on TikTok, things that I want to talk about, things that I've been up to. And recently I got a comment from one of you guys. I don't remember word for word, but you were just saying how you really enjoy the off-topic episodes and how you are a self-development girly who loves to work on herself and loves the episodes where, you know, either me or someone else are really diving into a topic and you're learning something, but also it is nice to have that balance of just like chit chat. Let's talk about things that are not so serious. So I'm glad that you guys have been enjoying these type of episodes. That's why I had started these episodes, because not every single week I am always like working on myself and self-improvement, although I always have things to say. Now, we're going to be doing a giveaway on this episode, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more when we get into the episode, but just know the giveaway will be happening on this episode. And I just want to say thank you everyone who has shown me so much love and support for my book. If you guys don't know, my book is ready for pre-order, The Ultimate Glow Up Guide. All the details will be in any description, anywhere. If you want to learn more, I also just recently posted a How I Healed My Relationship with Food episode on the podcast, and I dive deep in my book because that heavily connects to what my book is about. So thank you so much for all of the support. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it, and I can't wait to physically get the book as well. Now, with that said, I've definitely had such a busy week the past, not even week, honestly, 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly just think November really did something to me. And I know there was like, the full moon or like the new moon was in Scorpio and everything like that. I feel like Scorpio season for me, I am a Scorpio, but usually it's very transformative for me. But I do think it's because my birthday is in November and I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser. There's just so much transformation usually happening around that time for me. So I feel like it's not that I'm like coming back to life after having a rough month or anything, but I kind of am in a way, but it's all good things. And with that being said, I did go out with my friends for one of my best friend's birthday on Thursday. So that was kind of nice to kind of just go out and detach a little bit from work. And that was the same day that I posted my pre-order, my book launch. So that was kind of nice. And we all went out. We went to dinner, went to Casamoto in Yorkville. Yorkville's so nice and so bougie. I think I've said this before, but oh my gosh. I just sometimes don't understand how people got so much money sometimes. And I understand because I move around people who have a lot of money, and I've also leveled up my income so much, but then I just go to Yorkville and I get humbled every time. But anyways, we went out to Casamoto. It was really nice. But you know what? I don't want to speak this into existence, but when I got home, and I literally got home at like 5 a.m. because we all went out after, and then we went back to the girls' house and we just did girl things. It was so much fun, but then I ended up Ubering home, whatever. Sometimes you just have to take the L with sleep when you want to go out. But anyways, I started to feel this weird cramping in my stomach when I think a little bit when I was going to sleep, and that was like 4:30 in the morning. But I thought maybe it was just because I hadn't really ate much, because I don't usually tend to eat a lot when I'm drinking, although I didn't even drink that much. I think I had one espresso martini and a few random shots throughout the night, but I just did not want to do that to myself, aka a hangover the next day. But then I ended up feeling hungover anyways, though, because when I don't get sleep, I feel hungover. Whatever. I started to feel that cramping, and I was like, oh, it's probably like I'm hungry. And then I woke up, and then either, I guess not in the middle of the night, in the morning, around like 9 a.m. And I still felt that weird pain. And I just thought, okay, maybe I'm just like really hungry. But then I started getting pains kind of all over my stomach. And I know it's too much information, but it kind of felt like it was like gas pain. And so it's still been like, I still have it, and it's now Saturday. So I don't really know if it's because I ate something, because I did eat a bunch of random things. It was like Asian infusion type of food. So I had some sushi, I had Wagyu steak, I had a bunch of random things. So I don't know. I think it's probably just like a mix of everything. Didn't get proper sleep, been a little bit stressed, good stress though, had a bunch of random food. I also had an energy drink. I don't know. So anyways, I'm just feeling a little bit weird, but hopefully I feel a little bit better. I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. And actually last night, I felt like I really needed to move my body. So I went to the gym at like 9 p.m. and did some cardio and listened to a really deep house music playlist, my own, by the way. If you want my playlist, I'll have it linked down below, or you can just type my name in Spotify and it'll come up. And I just had such a good sweat. I think that's something it feels so nice to go to the gym or go on the treadmill and just sweat out everything from the night before. Like whether you drank or not, I just think in general, I also wanted to tire myself out. So that was really nice. And then I ordered some food from Freshie. I don't know if it's in America or it's just a Canadian place, but it's just like a healthier place to order food. And I ordered a Greek salad with this spicy lemongrass soup, which I don't like anything spicy. I am a baby when it comes to that, but it wasn't even really spicy. I called them and asked because I was so scared, but I really wanted soup because I just thought like maybe like soup would like be good on my stomach and like I needed a salad. Anyways, it didn't do anything for me, but it tasted so good. So anyways, I had a great night. I went to the gym, I ate some really healthy food, and then I woke up feeling a little bit better, but I still have those weird pains, but let's just manifest them going away because I don't know what the fuck that is about. Also, I posted my New Year's video on my main channel, which is just my name, Alicia Gogan, on YouTube. So this is all about planning for the new year. So if you guys have not already watched that, definitely go to the main channel. I'll have it linked down below. I talk about mood boards. I talk about planning quarterly, yearly plans, everything. I show you guys my new mood board. I'm so excited for it. It's on my laptop now, and I love my new mood board. It has such suburban life vibes because I am stepping into that version of me even more this year. And when I mean that version of me, I just mean really curating a life in which one day I will truly be living out all of those photos. And I'm living out my dream life now. I have an amazing life. I'm so grateful for everything. But of course, we all have goals, and I'm just excited for this year. And one of those goals actually that I had, and I talked about it a little bit in that video, was I wanted to take this training. Well, it's a coaching training, but it's also something that you can do for yourself. And I've been considering doing this program for a while, but I enrolled in the School of Embodied Arts, which is a training essentially all about feminine embodiment, lots to do with the nervous system, somatics, and there's going to be a lot of philosophies and things that I'm going to be learning that I can use towards my one-on-one coaching clients, and also bringing to you guys and weaving content in, but also the journey that I'm going to be going on for myself. So I can't wait to like share more about that. I will obviously, I'm actually not going to start until January, just so I can give myself enough time for holidays and everything like that. But it's going to be around 6 to 12 months. So it'll be something that I'll be doing throughout the year. But I just think I align the way that I view life and the way that I move and things that I've learned in the past few years regarding feminine energy and nervous system regulation and being more embodied and living cyclical, you guys know. And also even when it comes to just like being a female, I really align with that worldview, I guess. So I'm excited to take that on and obviously share. But I wanted to say that because and I've always known this, but really, if you want more for your life, you're gonna have to do different things. I don't even mean do different things. I'm not like changing anything that I'm really doing. I'm just like adding and I'm growing and I'm evolving. But like, we can't expect to have this dream life if we're consistently waking up every single day and listening to the same thing and not learning anything new, or not putting ourselves through a new practice, or not, trying something out for the first time, or something new, And I even bring this to this question I get a lot being a content creator. A lot of people ask me, how do you come up with so many ideas? Like, I feel like I would run out of ideas, or I wouldn't know what to talk about. Now, I've said this a million times. You guys are the main drivers of me being able to always come up with things to talk about because you guys are always asking, and that's amazing and I love that. And so I'm always having pieces of content. But at the end of the day, like, I understand where that comment comes from, and I'm not saying that people who are asking this question don't live their lives and don't evolve, but what I have found is the more that I push myself out of my comfort zone, the more that I invest in myself by, let's say, taking a training or listening to a podcast where I'm learning something new and then I go and dive into that topic, or I'm reading more books, or, I'm deciding to go out into my love life and date or experience new things or going to travel, everything. All of these experiences in my life allow me to have a new perspective and allow me to be able to show up and speak in a different way, in a way. Like, obviously not every single day I come on the podcast and I have something new and insightful to say. I say the same things a lot over time, and that's really good. You want to be consistent with what you're saying and your message. But yes, me living life and experiencing things allows me to always have a new insight, a new piece of wisdom, something to kind of share with you, or something even to give to myself in terms of advice. So I just think, thinking about the life that you want, understand even what got you to where you're at right now is not necessarily going to get you to where you want to be in the future. This doesn't mean that you have to drop everything that you're doing. You got to keep a lot of the same things, because I think consistency will get you a lot of results in your life. But, trying something out new, experiencing something, considering maybe going in a new direction or investing in yourself, or really listening to that desire that you have within you can definitely help you evolve and grow. And I think for me, this desire of, let's say, going to this embodiment school, this is actually something that I've been interested in the entire year, but I just didn't really have the time. And I wanted to give myself time to actually consider this as well. And it felt right for me in this moment to take that leap. And that's actually one of the things also that I said in my New Year video was, I'm really going into this next year with lots of intention and giving myself time to think about things, big or small decisions in my life. I have learned the past few years to take my time and be consistent and not rush things and not look for quick fixes, because I used to do that. And when I do give myself time and I do things slowly, that is when I've seen the most amazing results come out of my life. So I'm going to continue to have that same energy moving into the new year. And I obviously can't wait to share everything that I learned with you guys as well. Okay, so before we get into the list of TikToks and memes that I just feel like I need to talk about and share with you guys, let's quickly talk about the giveaway real quick. So there's already a giveaway going on the main channel through the How to Romanticize Winter video. That will be closing on Wednesday. So you can go on that video and enter. You'll have to listen to the rules and everything like that on there. But if you also entered on there, you can still enter it on the podcast. Now, the giveaway is only going to be for US or Canadian residents, which kind of like breaks my heart a little bit, because I do know there's so many of you guys who live in the UK, somewhere in Europe, Asia, freaking Australia. But the reason why is because some of the products that I have, I just know that there's different regulations. I'm not going to be able to send it overseas. It's not about shipping or anything like that. I know that would probably be pretty expensive to like ship to Australia. It's not even about that. I don't care. If I could, I would, but I just don't want any issues. And I have so much product that I want to give away first before I do any sort of other giveaway. So if you can't enter, just know that we'll do some sort of giveaway in the future, and that will be more so like digital or something I'm going to be able to make sure to send to you guys. So anyways, I have a nice little giveaway for the holidays. I'm looking at it right now. That's why I'm like looking over here. But I have lots of skincare. I have body care, like body lotions and soaps and scrubs. I have lip products. I have blush. I have makeup. I'm not going to list everything because there's literally so many brands. They're beautiful, amazing brands. A lot of these brands I have used before. I have not touched any of these products. There's a YSL perfume, which you guys are going to love that perfume. It smells so good. There's Self Tanner. There's Athletic Greens. I have a bottle, which you guys know I love my bottle. It's in a green color and it's a little bit bigger than this, but it's amazing quality, that bottle. There's a 2024 planner. There's a bunch of stuff, and there's like a little blanket, a lot of little cute things. I'm going to send a card and everything. So if you guys want to enter this giveaway, what you'll have to do is subscribe to the podcast channel and the YouTube channel. Now, if you listen on the podcast, all I'll need you to do is to leave me a star review and leave a comment, like just leave a review of what you like about the podcast or whatever, like your favorite episode, whatever it is, and then just screenshot that and then just send me that via Instagram, or if you literally have no other social media, you can just email me, aliciagogan123@gmail.com. You can send it that way. But if you have Instagram, it'll be the easiest to reach me that way. So what you'll do is send me the screenshot via the Glow Up Secrets podcast Instagram, which again, everything will be down below. If you forget anything, all the steps will be down there. But if you are on YouTube, I want you to comment one thing that you have been witnessing yourself become better at. So this can be anything. So maybe you've been more consistent at the gym. Maybe you have been planning out your weeks better. Maybe you have been deciding to take action on the things that you keep saying that you want to do. Maybe you are witnessing yourself being more expressive and communicating better in your friendships or your relationships. You have been very aware of your negative thoughts and you've been trying to tell yourself more loving affirmations. Maybe you've started a journal practice, a gratitude practice. Maybe you've started a new course. Maybe you got better grades in school. Maybe you have saved up a certain amount of money. Maybe you have a goal that you have decided that you are going to work on for the next year. Anything, big, small, I don't care. I want to hear what you have been doing good. And I just want this to be like a reflection practice for you, but also just for you to give yourself kind of this pat on the back, because at the end of the day, you acknowledging that you are taking small or big steps forward is something that I want you to show yourself more, and also for us to all be motivated and inspired by you as well. So if you want to enter, let me know down below, and I cannot wait to see what you guys are working towards. All right, so let's kiki. At this point, there's been a lot of TikToks that I've saved and a lot of random memes, so we're just going to talk about random things, as I just said 100 times. Okay, so one thing that I found really funny was a meme on Instagram, and I think I'll probably butcher it a little bit, but whatever. Basically, the meme said, girl math is putting your phone on DND only to continue to check to see if he's disturbed you. And this is probably the most relatable thing. I don't know how many times I've done this in my life and like the comments were so funny too, because the girls will comment and be like, the way that I delete his number, I delete our text messages just to check my phone every single time to see if he's texted, or you mute his stories or you mute whatever, but then you go and check anyways. I just think it's so funny. And then the caption though to this meme account was, update, he didn't, which is even more funny because I feel like when you do those behaviors, like putting your shit on DND and then you keep checking and then you check and he still hasn't disturbed you, like I honestly can't. I just thought that was so funny and so relatable, because I feel like we've all been there. Like, can we just, okay. And then another one actually leads into the next TikTok that I saw, and this girl went on a rant. Her name is Texas Girl Fairy on TikTok. She started off the TikTok being like, I know this is so insensitive and it's going to come off so mean and rude, but if you are begging a man to love you or to be with you, you need to get a fucking second job. You need to get some hobbies. You need to sign up for a new course, a new class. You need some financial goals. You need a damn knock on your head. You need some damn sense knocked into your brain, girl, if you are doing that. But she was joking, because she was also like, I've done this before. But it was so funny because it's like, genuinely, have we not all been there where and like you just think back to the times where you've like, big or small, begged a man to want to be with you in some sort. Like maybe you didn't actually say, oh my God, be with me, but your behaviors were definitely begging a man to want to be with you when clearly he wasn't showing up. It's like, that's something I definitely learned in my life, is that if I am spending my waking days ruminating and obsessing over a man or doing behaviors in which I know is essentially chasing him, I genuinely have way too much time on my hands. And I have definitely a list of 10 things that I have not been doing for myself that I could be putting my time and attention into versus chasing a man. Now, I no longer do that anymore because I think eventually you just grow out of it. But anyone right now that you know, low key, you're kind of chasing a man, please, 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 in the most loving, nicest way, put your attention onto something else, because we can't be doing that in 2024. What we cannot be doing is chasing people, begging people to love us. And it's so funny too, is the comments in those videos are honestly all relatable comments, a bunch of girls being like, oh my God, this is so me, like, fuck, it's so embarrassing, and like, da da da. And this is obviously never to feel bad about the fact that you've done these behaviors, or like, I don't feel bad about that. Like, it is what it is. You want love, and you do stupid things sometimes. But it's funny how as soon as a woman will say something like this on TikTok, everyone else completely knows exactly what she's talking about. And it's like, yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing this type of energy. And it's like, okay, if you know that you're chasing, if you know, you don't need somebody to tell you to get some sense in your head, girl. You got this. You can do this. Please stop chasing. Now, I actually did make a episode last week on how to stop obsessing over romantic partners. So I highly suggest you go watch that episode. But I just thought it was funny at the end of the day, because honestly, this is something that I tell myself with anything in my life. If I find myself like chasing something too much or thinking about it too much, I tell myself in the moment, girl, get real. You at this point get a second job, because if you have time to ruminate and think and obsess or chase or beg, you have too much free time. That's all I have to say. Another meme that I just thought was really to the point and very funny. It said, they should really make a healing that is linear. Like, and that's a very good question to pose to God or to the universe or whoever it is that you like believe in, or like whatever you believe in. Like, did anyone ever think about making healing linear? Because that shit is not linear. That shit is damn near cyclical as fuck, okay? But you know what I will say is a healing journey is cyclical, but it grows. It goes bigger around the cycle. So maybe you're touching a wound again for the 5th time, but in my mind, it shouldn't really necessarily hurt as bad as the first time you hit it, because usually you grow, usually you evolve, usually you have more tools and you have more insights to be able to work through hard things in your life. And if you don't, then maybe you should be learning, okay, why is it that I'm continuing to touch this wound over and over again and it's feeling the same as it was 10 years ago? Maybe I should look into it a little bit deeper, but I did think that was really funny. Okay, another video that I saw that was so wholesome, and I just hope one day life goes back to this, but I guess it depends on what you do. But there was just this video, and it was in the 90s, I think like 1999, and it was like this old video of people outside. They were having like a day party. There was Britney Spears playing, and obviously everyone was wearing like 90s clothes, and everyone was having the best time ever, and there was no screens. It was basically like the text on the video said, this is what like parties look like before screens took over. Nobody had their phones, because nobody had phones really, and there was like a DJ outside, and everyone was just connecting and talking. And I'm just like, it really does make you think how different and disconnected we are now in this day and age. And now I try not to get too cynical about life and, oh my God, everyone just has cell phones and we're so like you know, throw it back to 90s when whatever, because it is what it is, you know. And you can totally go out in life and find community and find people who are not on their phones, but obviously it's much different now. But you know what it did just make me think of is I want to cultivate more of a life where I am with people where we're not always on our phones. And that's just like what I'm taking from that video and from the 90s. It's like, okay, wow. I'm feeling like nostalgia in a way. Like I'm feeling like, oh my God, I want that again. Like we crave that. There were so many comments being like, wow, like look at back in the day when no one was on their phones. You know, when you go to concerts now and everyone's on their phones, and it does make you feel sad a little bit, but then you do want to take that video. What I do when I'm at concerts is I'm going to get the video, but I become very real with myself. I don't need to record the whole entire set. And I've gone to enough concerts and enough festivals where I'm like, Alicia, why did you need to record every single one of the songs, the entire thing? You don't. So I'll just get like a little mini clip, but then I know when to put my phone away. The same thing goes with when I'm out with my friends. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to pull my phone out here and there or take a photo, but like you have to be the one to tell yourself, okay, we're done with the photos. We're done with the flexing. We're done with the videos. We're done with the photo shoots. Like, and you know, when I used to go out with my friends when we were in our 20s and we would have the pre-drink parties and we'd have so much fun, we would take photos of our outfits. And yeah, like I'm not like begging on myself for doing that and wanting that, or any girl who wants to do that, or any guy, right? But usually it's girls. like whatever, like we all look good, we want to take photos, but definitely you have to come to a point where if you do have this nostalgia, like, oh my God, everyone's not on their phones back in the day and it sucks that it's like this now. Okay, well then you're going to have to be the change. Put away your phone. Decide that the 3 to 5 photos that you've taken were enough, right? They're enough. They're good enough. Let's be done. Even when I was going out with my friends on Thursday night and they got an Airbnb and I went there and they were taking photos, of course, for Danielle's birthday. Even her, she was just like, she got photos with all of us. We got a few, but then like done. Let's not hyper obsess. Like, and I do think that when it comes to photos, I find, and I don't want to be mean because I've also been there too, for sure. And I've lessened this because it's just annoying to myself. But you know, when you have a lot of insecurities, you want the perfect shot and you just like, no photo is ever perfect. So you have to take 100 million of them. And now there's times where you just got to take those 100 million of them because like the person who's taking it or the lighting or wherever you're at just doesn't really hit and you just really want that photo. That's fine. But you have to kind of, you know, be the one to be like, all right, it's done. I have to just accept that this is how I look and move the fuck on, because at the end of the day, like, I want to have a good night. Like, I don't want to spend my whole entire night obsessing over photos or videos. And I just think that it goes with concerts. It goes with anything in life. Just put down your phone eventually. But that just reminded me, and it kind of, I think I kind of used that when I was making my mood board, because on my mood board, I have this girl with her cowgirl hat on, and she's obviously going to some sort of festival, and another one where these two girls have their hand up and they're at the concert. Like, I want to go to concerts. I want to go to festivals. I want to go to live music. I want to be with friends. I want to just like be connected. I want to have a solid group of friends where we're just having the best time. And it's not that we can't take photos, and it's not that no one can be on their phones, but I want to have more of those authentic connections in my life. So anyways, I don't know, that's just something that actually made me feel really good seeing that, and made me, you know, be aware of, okay, you know, how much time am I spending on my phone when I'm out? I try and do my best to not, because I'm like, then what the fuck is the point of me being here if I'm only gonna be on my phone? But yeah, another trend that's going on TikTok is everyone's dating Wrapped from 2023. So if you don't know what dating, or yeah, I guess if you don't know what the Wrapped means is, so you know on Spotify, well, I guess you have to have Spotify to know this. Every year, Spotify will give you a summary of like your top songs that you've listened to, also your podcast, which you guys, so many of you guys tagged me in your podcast top fives, which it felt so surreal because there's so many of you. I couldn't even get to all of you. It was so nice to see. So thank you for that. If I was in your top, whatever, if you've been listening, but also it shows you your music. So I guess the trend on TikTok is to make your own like PowerPoint presentation of your dating Wrapped. So obviously Spotify does not make this, but it's like a spin-off to that. So girls are talking about like how many dates they went on, and then how many like second, third, fourth dates, depending on how many first dates they went on, like, you know, where those led, and who ghosted who caught feelings, who didn't, how many times you cried over this person, all of these things, which is, it's just interesting, obviously. But my thing is, holy shit, and I'm not even judging. I guess I am in a way, whatever. But some of these girls, I watched two really big ones. A girl had like 24 dates and another girl had like 14 dates. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, wait, what? You guys went on 24 and 14, let's say, first dates in 1 year? And it's not a bad thing. It's I guess it depends, right? But it's not really a bad thing. But I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, because holy shit, how the fuck do you find 24 guys to even go on a first date? Because like, I don't know. And it's not like I'm about to play this card of, oh, I'm just like really picky and I have huge high standards, so these girls must not. No, I feel like they probably do, but oh my God, good for them, because at the end of the day, I guess but then they're also single, so I'm also like, does that really help? Anyways, I just found it so crazy to me that there's so many in 1 year, like 24 dates. But I'm also a very homebodied person. I don't share my relationship really online, but you know, I've been dating throughout the years, but So like that's kind of why, but still, even in my most single era, I've never gone on that many dates. But again, I'm also like a very much so homebody. I also think when I talk about my dating life, I don't really know when or how much I'll share, but in my mind, I'm just like, it's kind of irrelevant. Well, it's not. Any guy that I date is not irrelevant, obviously, if I'm dating him. But I just think until things are very, very solid and solidified, and like, I'm not saying he has to be my husband before I share it online, but unless it's like that, then I don't find a need to like share all the details of my personal relationship. And I think that when needed, I will use what I've learned from any sort of dating experience or relationships. I do that a lot. But in terms of like, I don't know, personal relationships and like sharing the details, I just feel like y'all will know. Y'all will know who my husband is. That's all. That's really the most important thing. But yeah, anyways, the dating Wrapped, I do not know how these girls are finding. I'm assuming, well, a lot of them said a lot of them were from dating apps, but I feel like they just, I don't know, they don't do it for me anymore. They really don't. Next thing, there's another trend of people recording their toddlers watching Justin Bieber on the TV for the first time, and they're just in awe, and they're just like looking at him like, oh my God, he's so cute. I mean, who knows what they're thinking, but it's so nostalgic because everyone's saying like, if you were a girl and you grew up with like the rise of Justin Bieber, then you know exactly what this moment was for you. And I literally remember, I distinctly remember the first time I ever found out who Justin Bieber was. I was at my cousin's house. I used to go to my cousin's house in the summertime, my boy cousin's house. And I used to like ride bikes with them. I used to play video games with them. I would play Legos. Like I was with the boys. I would sit there and watch them play video games every single day. Like summer with the boys. We love it. I love boys, and this sounds so pick me, but I really don't give a fuck. Boys and men, I mean, men are annoying for sure in many ways, but I'm just talking about like, guys are very funny. I will say that. I just think that men are so fucking funny, and like, not to even try and boost their ego, but I just think that some of the shit they do, I don't know, but maybe that's just because I've grown up with like being around them a lot. But anyways, I was at their house one time, and Justin Bieber was just popping off, and his song Baby was on Much Music, and it was his music video. And that was like really the first time I was really watching music videos, and I saw him and my heart was like exploded. I didn't know what I was feeling. That was the first time I ever really genuinely felt something for a man. And when I mean a man, I mean a boy. But I remember that moment, and as soon as I saw him, we didn't have social media at that point, so I don't even know what I did. Maybe it was YouTube, or I don't know what I did, like MSN. We had like MSN and like Yahoo and shit. I don't know. I just remember seeing him and like trying to figure out who this guy's name was, and I would not stop thinking about this kid until I got home, until I was able to like search it up. And then I remember my best friend in high school, she was obsessed with him. Like I was obsessed with him, but she was obsessed with him, like one of those fan girl obsessed, like would cry over him, went to like every concert, just like posters everywhere, like literally parasocial relationship to the nines. Oh my God. But like when I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about him, couldn't stop dreaming about him. I would get all the J14 magazine photos of him. I would like daydream about how I was going to be with him. Like, so when I seen this trend on TikTok, I was like, no, this is a thing. And what these little girls are feeling are real. And I'm honestly excited for them. And I remember I did go to the first ever Justin Bieber World Tour in Toronto concert, and I went with my sister, and it took forever to get those tickets, but we went there. And when I went and watched him perform live again, I like fell more in love with him. And I remember the car ride home from that concert, and my whole life was changed. Like I was just like, I felt like, oh my God, like I felt love. Like I felt like, oh my God, like I can't wait to date him. Like I was actually going to date him. Like we all thought we were going to date him. But I think in general, just the experience of like, whoa, this feeling towards a boy, I was just so ready to experience that feeling, and it just like, it changed my life. So anyways, we love Justin Bieber. He is very much so giving hoodlum, giving hood rat, giving who the fuck is he now? But we love him. We love JB. Seems to be going through it sometimes. That's usually what happens though when you're a child star. So can we really blame him? No. And he's Canadian. We love a good Canadian. Now, another thing that I just want you, my friend, to explore on your own anytime that you are on TikTok is TikTok search bars. And I don't have any real context for this other than when you see a video and you are curious about what the comments are going to be because you see a video that is very interesting, whether that be like, I don't know, somebody is saying some wild shit on that on that video, or just like it's a funny video, or there's something just weird about it. What I like to do is I like to go to the comment section. The comment section is the best thing on TikTok, like in general, better than the actual video itself, no matter what. But what's even better is to look at the bottom of the video. And what TikTok does now is they have like a search bar. So whatever people are commenting the most frequently, it will generate words to help it align with what the algorithm thinks that this video is about. But a lot of the times, whatever the search bar says doesn't technically represent what the video is about, but it technically represents what people are thinking or what people are commenting. So it is wild, some of the things that you will see. And it's like the search bar is saying what everyone is thinking, but no one is saying anything. It's so wild. So anyways, I just wanted to say that because I just think that like lately when I've been going on TikTok, I'll see something wild and I don't even need to have any context or say anything. I'll just send it to my friends and I'll just say, look at the search bar, or I'll just say, check the comments. And that's what we all think. It is so funny. Also, recently I've been watching the Kardashians. I stopped watching the Kardashians for a long time because I don't know. I feel like you always ebb and flow through watching the Kardashians. And I do think that they're very problematic in a lot of ways. But then also it's like, it's so intriguing and you can't stop watching their lives. All I have to say is Baby True, which is Khloe Kardashian's daughter. That girl is the cutest, most beautiful thing in the entire world. And everyone needs to protect Baby True. Honestly, all of their kids are so beautiful, which is kind of like creepy and weird. And are we really surprised that the Kardashians all have children that are so incredibly stunning? I'm not. But Baby True is so beautiful and cute. And they're all going to be models. They're all going to be like so stunning. And I don't know. I love them. But also like Tristan Thompson, I can't. And you know what? I do feel for Khloe Kardashian. Like this girl just deserves love. And I could have a whole deep dive into what my thoughts are about her and all of them in the family. So let me know if you want my commentary on that. But I don't know. I just needed to say that Baby True is so cute. And the last thing that I want to say is there was this girl. And again, she like went on a rant. I don't even know. You might see it eventually on TikTok. And she had her drink from Starbucks and she had a very customized order. And she used this as a metaphor. I think that's what you call it, a metaphor. And she was saying how sometimes in life you are getting frustrated at God or frustrating at the universe for not getting your desires or your wants or your manifestations in a quick enough time. But then she says, well, this is the thing. You go into the coffee shop and you have this order here and you have very detailed, specific things that you want in your coffee. And then you sit and you get annoyed and you get frustrated that the coffee's not coming out just as quick as the other people. You see everyone go into the line. People are grabbing their lattes. People are grabbing their double doubles. People are grabbing their green teas very quickly. And you're like, why is everyone else getting these things and I'm not? But baby, you don't realize that your coffee, your cup is very detailed. You have specific things. You want a relationship that is healthy and secure with no abuse. You want a provider. You want a protector. You want a life of time freedom. You want a certain amount of money in your bank account. You want X, Y, and Z. Which means sometimes you're going to have to wait for these beautiful things in your life. And this is not to say that people who are getting their lattes and their green teas, they're not asking for much. But yes, there are people in life that aren't really asking for detailed things. And on top of that, you are unique yourself and you have a lot of needs and wants in your life. And sometimes things take time. And that's something that I think many people have to always remind themselves of in times where you're kind of you're waiting for your love, or you're waiting for your dream life, or you're waiting for X, Y, and Z, and you see everyone else getting it. You see everyone else getting married, having kids, all the money. I understand. Sometimes it feels like everyone's getting everything and you're not. But you know what? You work on yourself. You work on what you need to do. You take your action. You continue to evolve and grow, and you will get what you came here to get. And I can guarantee you it's going to be 10 times better than you expected, because you waited and you put in that patience and you became grateful even for the things that you have right now. And that's what I did when I was in my late teens, early 20s, when I had a life circumstance that was not the way that it was right now. I was dreaming. And I literally say this in the video that I was talking about becoming a new version of you, essentially, for the new year. I'll have a link down below. I was always a dreamer. I dreamed about being this girl on my Pinterest board, or being this girl on my Tumblr blog, and wanting this life and wanting this body and this everything. And I was being really impatient, and I would do these behaviors because I was really impatient. And something I learned on my journey was, I need to learn how to be grateful and pour into myself at this moment. And I need to be okay with not having everything right now. I need to understand why I don't have everything right now. And I also need to not get down on myself because I don't have the body, or because I don't have the money right now. How can I pour and aid into myself healthy behaviors so that I can have that body, or so that I can have that health, or so that I can finally have that job or the finances, instead of dwelling in the things that I don't have, instead of getting frustrated that I don't have everything that everyone else has at this time. And I had to become very aware of the deck of cards that I was dealt, and understand that my deck of cards is not the same as someone else's. My deck of cards is not the exact same as the girls that I grew up with. And that's okay though. And sometimes you get pissed off that you don't have the same deck of cards. Oh, I don't have the family that everyone else has, or I don't have the support that everyone else has. And I know you can't see it at the moment, but those are the things that are actually going to create resilience. And those are the things, if you look at your cards differently, you're going to create a life so much bigger. And I'm not to say to bag on the people who have everything already, but you are going to make an extraordinary life out of the cards that were dealt to you that were not the best, as long as you look at them like that. As long as you look at the fact that, yes, you have some traumas to work through, or you have some wounds, or you have some abandonment issues, or you didn't have parents to help you, or right now you're struggling and you're working through it right now. These things are going to build you into the person that you want to actually become. But sometimes we look at these things and we're like, wow, why me? And I get it. I understand. A lot of the times we are victims, but when you change your mindset about the things that are going on in your life, it will help you actually to become that person. And I have a whole chapter about that in my book, and I talk about that in that video. And that type of mindset has really gotten me out of things and have gotten me to the place where I'm at right now, which is an extraordinary life, and I'm only just starting. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. If you've been feeling, you see everyone else, especially around the holidays, people with friends, families. I think when you're in your 20s, especially, it's like, holy fuck, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to build a great relationship with the way you look at yourself. Maybe you have health issues, financial issues, relationship issues. And of course, we all want the health, we want the body, we want the confidence, we want the self-love, we want the finances, the great job, we want the relationship, we want it so desperately. And sometimes that can really take a toll on us, but do not give up. What you're not going to do on this channel, on this podcast, on this pursuit is give up. We're not doing that. What we're going to do is move into the new year with a better mindset about the cards that we currently have. We're going to up-level them. We're going to change them. We're going to learn how to work with them. And we're going to get whatever we want in our lives, because we did not come here to not get what we want in our lives. And I will leave that there. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Everything for the giveaway, the book, the whatever I freaking talked about in this episode will be down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to the channel, the podcast channel, if you have not already, because I know sometimes you see my videos, but you just don't subscribe because it just throws it on your homepage. But that way you'll be able to see all my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.